following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
This is Talkin' Cowboys. Streaming live from the Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star in Frisco.
Handoff, Elliott plowing to the goal line. Barry, sacked by Lawrence. Prescott keeps it, and he bangs it in for the touchdown.
Here are Mickey Spagnola, Brian Broaddus, Rob Phillips, and Bill Jones.
Oh, what a beautiful day to talk Cowboys here at the Star in Frisco. It's a Thursday morning, and welcome to Talking Cowboys. Bill Jones with Brian Broaddus and Rob Phillips, and Mickey Spagnola will be along shortly. What a difference a day makes around this place. Yesterday was awful.
Are you looking at me for some reason saying that?
And I did listen to yesterday's show.
Yes.
And what a difference a day makes for Brian Broaddus.
Yeah.
You're feeling much better today, right, Brian?
So did the young men that went out with me listen to the show, and I got all these messages. These guys sending me life's short kind of a message, but I appreciate everybody saying I look better. By the time I got to do Periscope with Ambar late in the day, everybody's like, boy, Broaddus, you rehydrated well. You look fresh.
I saw you later in the day, and I didn't notice anything different.
Bill, trust me, you and I are about the same age. It's not easy being us. You know?
He's a gamer, though. Like, the first 2 minutes of yesterday's show,
I heard it.
I sound awful.
he could barely speak.
I know.
Yeah,
And as we got
It
along,
was entertaining.
it was entertaining, but as we got along, you picked it up. That's what champions do.
I appreciate all the well wishes, folks. I'm
Yep.
ready to. I got a great about 15 hours of sleep. I'm ready.
So the youngsters you went out with on Tuesday night, Christmas night,
Yeah.
how was their day yesterday?
Well, that's
Did
what
they-
I'm saying. No, they were fine. No, those kids are fine. They roll. They go to work, get up, roll out of bed, go to work. The old man just doesn't make it that way. And
So at what age do we
stop doing stupid things. Thought it was a long time ago for me.
I used to burn the midnight oil, and then there was a certain point that I didn't do it anymore. And I'm trying to
When you got
remember
married?
what age that was.
When you got married, did you kind of stop doing stupid things?
Well, yeah, it was at another level before
Yeah,
marriage.
yeah.
And then still.
I think once I hit 30, I kind of stopped doing the downtown, uptown thing. And
were you a night owl?
like,
You seem like a fun guy to go out because you seem very responsible. Like if you see somebody having too much to drink, you're not going to let them drink anymore.
Yeah.
So I don't have any friends like that. Where were you the other night? Yeah.
He was with
12
his family.
family members? Yes. yes.
Rob's
running all over the place.
Rob's a great teammate because I see Rob as not letting people do anything stupid.
No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that to you.
Even at your own wedding, you let me you were like,
Yeah, well, I
gotta do that.
don't remember anything about that. The whole thing was a blur, but I do remember you kissing me on the cheek. I appreciate that. That was
my.
yeah.
that happened.
He was yeah.
Did you kiss anybody on the cheek Tuesday night, Brian, that you recall?
No.
Okay.
I did not.
All right.
I was good.
And
It was a
Mickey,
festive
I did
mood that
sing.
night.
What's the song John Denver's?
Rocky Mountain High.
Yeah.
Or the
Almost
Christmas.
Heaven, West Virginia. I sang that song as loud as I could possibly sing it at a bar.
Did you?
And it was I'm sorry, John Denver, I did that to you.
No, don't apologize.
But yeah.
I thought you would sing a Christmas song from John Denver on Christmas night.
no,
Yeah,
I
like,
went,
Daddy,
no.
don't get drunk this Christmas.
That was Bennett should have probably said that.
Talking about Take Me Home Country Road.
Take Me Home Country Road.
Yes.
Yeah. Almost heaven. Everybody sings that. It's like sweet. It's like Sweet Caroline, right? Everybody knows the words of that song, right?
Yep. But in a West Virginia football game, they sing it all night long.
Yeah. And there was another song. You ever see Alabama? It wasn't Sweet Home Alabama. There's another Alabama song that they play before a game. You hear that when you're taking an L. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they play that. You're just automatically you're taking an L.
But Mickey made a great point. He didn't recall that any place is open on a Christmas.
Yeah,
night
there's
to go out.
places.
But I heard the Rustic was open on.
Yeah,
Christmas
there's
night.
establishments, folks.
Yeah.
Folks kind of find
Didn't realize that.
Establishment.
They do all their you do all your Christmas stuff in the morning, and then at night you go meet all your friends.
And I know movie theaters do a great business on Christmas.
Yeah, that's a big night for movies, right? Big night, day movies. Yeah,
Absolutely.
you go and do all that.
Yep. All right.
Talk Cowboys here.
Glad he's better. I'm glad he's
Yeah, I
better.
feel
but
good.
that was funny yesterday. I enjoyed that.
I
very
appreciate
much.
it. I didn't mean.
You had great conversations about rust or rest.
Yeah, I
or
needed
whatever
rest. I
you
needed
called it.
rest. I needed somebody to take me out of it. if you talking to folks, and Rob, I don't know if you visit with anybody yesterday. Bill, you might have. I'm sure Mickey when he comes rolling in here. The only thing that I heard differently about a rotation was that that Jackson was more involved, and Darius Jackson, that it wasn't Dak Prescott and Cooper Rush splitting reps, and it wasn't the offensive line was, with the exception of Tyron Smith and Zach Martin, it was all hands on deck.
Yeah,
but and then you look at in the defensive line, without the exception of Tyron Crawford. By the way, I had eggs this morning with Tyron Crawford. He was ordering a line, looked good.
Doing well.
Doing well. Good. Yeah, he out ordered me. He out ordered me.
Good. There you go.
How can a big fat guy like me get out ordered? On food
at a bar or
no here at the Star. But Tyron Crawford looked good. I'm just saying that he physically looked good. Moving around, his backpack on, kind of moving around.
Excellent.
So I was like, okay, please be okay.
Brian hates nothing more than being out ordered.
I hate being out ordered
on the road, wherever. It's a personal.
I will challenge you.
The first time when they set your plate in front of you, and I look at your plate, and I'm thinking, man, I just got out ordered. But anyway.
In terms of volume or just
food,
the quality,
the presentation.
Look at the presentation,
presentation.
Yeah, I have.
You start with clam chowder, and I don't.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking, oh God, this gal's got their game on. And then you bring in, and I'm going, oh.
My goal is to out order you once at the combine. I'm going to do the best I can.
You'll
do the best I can.
But
I usually fail on the first order, but I will make up for it when I go back for the second
time around. You know what's going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mickey, we're talking about just the only different rotation. You might have talked to some folks. The only different rotation that I was kind of hearing about was the running back one, with Jackson getting some more reps. Anybody tell you anything differently, or that they were playing the same way, status quo?
No, but I assumed he was going to, so that doesn't surprise me
today,
one
Mickey,
bit.
by the way.
Do what now?
Ty looks good.
Oh,
yeah.
well.
What's the occasion?
I wanted to outdress you.
Yeah, he did.
I had to get dressed up this
Bill's
morning.
got to
do my Will McClay segment today, so I had to shower this morning.
Very good.
Bill's got a 10:18 tea time at Augusta.
Yep, this is a Christmas sweater.
That's what it looks like. Yeah.
Looks good.
I've got a bunch of TV stuff to do today, so I didn't want to be changing 3 times.
There you go. All right.
We've all seen that at the
so it's like
training camp.
Let's just go.
Right out in the open.
Out in the wilderness. Yeah.
Hey, welcome to the
So,
you
what
guys
does that
offended
say?
or what?
I feel sorry for people that just kind of hang out there. Yeah.
There's a 10 I go in.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The running back rotation you're speaking of.
Yeah.
So do you think Zeke's going to play?
Yeah, I do.
I do. And
how much, and for that matter, how much are certain starters going to play once you get into the later stages of that game? We'll see.
I think,
but Jason Garrett's not acting like anybody's going to sit down.
No, he's not. But he's been consistent about that.
Yes.
I wonder what he was saying leading up to the Philadelphia game 2 years ago, the season finale 2 years ago.
Same thing.
No, he was
saying
playing
the same thing.
Playing Cats, and then all of a sudden, Mark Sanchez made an appearance.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So,
and I'm looking at the snap counts from that game, and of course Zeke didn't play.
Yeah.
Now in 2014, Mick, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, because I wasn't here that season. Were they locked in 2014 late in the season, and Romo played pretty much the whole game?
There was a chance that they could get the second seed against Washington, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so they still had something to play.
They had something to play for because they had a chance to get the second seed and Romo and Des Bryant and those guys, Murray, they went into the third quarter.
Okay.
They went into the third quarter, and then the game became a 38 to something game. Maybe I'm sorry. Again, I know
I'm going back a few. I'm trying to think of Garrett's history doing this.
Well, no, he's been consistent. When he tells us the guys that are healthy enough to play are going to play. I think that's the old school guy in him. I think that's that all these games do mean something to him, and he's trying to find a way to win the game. And I believe that.
And I don't think even if he pulls these guys, that he's going to sit there and go, okay, I understand we're playing with backups now.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's going to matter.
Yeah. He's going to try and win this. He's going to try and win. That's almost
right.
Damn.
Well, it's just like, okay, what if you lost Zeke in the first quarter of a playoff game? I mean, you got to have Rod Smith ready. You got to have Darius Jackson ready if he's going to be on the game day roster or whatever, and so you still have that mindset. Yeah, we're winning this game. We're working to win this game or whatever. In that game 2 years ago, Tyron Smith did not play.
Yeah.
Sean Lee.
Yeah. Remember Sean Lee had his helmet buckled the whole game.
Zeke dressed but didn't play.
Right.
I'm looking at starters. Witten played like 22 snaps in that game. Emmett Cleary was the left tackle. Joe Looney was the left guard, played the whole game at left guard.
Yeah. And that playing the left guard would that at time been Ron Leary? 2 years ago?
So Leary was nursing an injury then? I don't remember.
Groin injury. Ron Leary was always
a what injury?
Mickey.
Groin.
But
Travis Frederick played the whole game. Zach Martin played the whole game. Doug Free played the whole game.
Yeah.
And this gets back to, well, if you're sitting Tyron Smith and you're sitting Ronald Leary, then you just don't have enough offensive linemen for those other guys to take any snaps.
They actually have enough to, they could go Fleming at left tackle. They could go Suafilo at left guard. They could go Looney at the center.
Connor Williams.
Or Connor Williams at right, and then they could go Collins. They don't have enough tackles for Collins to sit. But they could go Redmond at center.
See, this is the difference, and Jason pointed this out in his press conference, is that
But he could rotate Redmond in with the other guards.
Well, I think it depends on how long you're playing Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do this, but it's not the same as like a dress rehearsal where you've got 90 guys and you can just put in a whole new offensive line. I mean, certain guys are going to have to play most of this game, if not all of it.
And you've played a couple of games this season with Cam Fleming playing left tackle and Dak Prescott playing
I'm okay with Connor Williams playing a whole game if he has to.
And, think about it.
Seen it done.
And what if one of those
No
guys,
Snacks Harrison.
one of those guys get hurt? Somebody's got to go in and play. You don't just play with a four-man line and say this game's meaningless.
Yeah.
There's another side to this that I hadn't really thought about.
Until now.
Well, last night, finally got to breathe after the Christmas.
Mavs didn't have your entrance last night?
I did. After that, after Luke
TCU
got
did?
it done. Not really.
How about him icing his kicker?
Did he really?
He did.
Okay.
Who did?
Patterson.
He changed.
I know. He iced the kid. He missed it.
Oh, boy.
He missed it. Did he, Bill?
Yeah. Well, I
saw it.
From work
No, I
at the
thought
time
they sent the kicker out. I was reading.
They called time
And
out.
then they called time and pulled him out and put the other guy in.
And
that guy missed it.
No, he switched back.
Switched back to the original guy.
Oh, I thought he switched back.
No, and then the next time for the game winner, he switched back to Song.
Oh, okay.
The one that he did not use earlier. and then you saw Mark Cohen, right?
Yeah, Cohen got trucked.
The sideline interference. Oh, you didn't watch the game.
Not a second.
Mark's a great guy.
Just very briefly, and Mark Cohen is a great guy. Sports information director at TCU. All right, in overtime, Cal threw the 13th pick of the game.
How does that
Literally,
happen?
there were nine interceptions in the game. 5 by the Cal quarterback.
Right.
Maybe plural. I don't know if they used more than one. But anyway, so the guy runs it back for TCU, runs it back 80 yards, got caught by a lineman at the 10-yard line, but then there was a sideline interference penalty against TCU, and they showed the replay of it. A guy in a suit on the TCU sideline who got out on the field, and a referee or an official ran over him. So it turns out it was Mark Cohen, the sports information director, the SID, who I am now calling the sideline interference director, not the sports information director.
Nice.
So did the official have to throw the flag?
It was
in that
a big
situation.
Tumble. Yeah, it was a big tumble.
Overtime.
Well, and so then what happened? TCU was penalized 15 yards. They had to start their possession at the 40-yard line.
40-yard line.
And if you saw the TCU offense, you wonder how in the world they're going to get in position for a field goal, but they were able to.
They managed to,
win the game.
Yep.
What a jerk.
Yeah, it all goes back to the red.
And it was way back.
Black and white stripes.
And,
Why?
Mickey, it was way behind the play.
30 yards
No,
behind
it
the
was
play?
like 70 yards behind the play.
And he wasn't going to make a call downfield. It got in the way.
No, to your point. All right, Rob, what were you talking about?
I have no idea.
You were talking about that's what the beauty of the show.
Garrett, could he be thinking a couple different things here? One, this is a young team, a young football team. I want them to keep the pedal down right now. And not even the fact that they got shut out 2 weeks ago, but maybe that's in the back of their mind too. That, look, we've got to continue to be focused, continue to keep the pedal down with this young group, keep giving a lot of guys experience. And two, we had a mailbag question about the defense.
Yeah.
To me, that talking about the defense being on the field too much. Offense has not been able to sustain drives the last couple weeks. We know that. They had 6 of 9 true drives last week of 5 or fewer plays. Could he be looking at this and saying, I need my offense to get some momentum before the playoffs. I need to get them out there for a few series and try to get something back, get some juice flowing again. Because they clinched the division, showed a lot of guts. What they've done down the stretch has been great. But offensively, there's things they can improve on. And maybe he's looking at it that way. Now, you have to balance that with a couple things, because I think Zeke needs rest. I think a week, so a little time off or fewer carries would help him a lot. I think Zach Martin probably needs to rest. Tyron Smith probably needs to rest. So then how do you do that if you are trying to be mindful of your star players?
Are they what they are offensively?
Well, I hope not. I hope it's.
I know. I'm asking the question though. Are you gonna? You think they can magically play a couple of extra series and everything is going to be hunky dory?
Maybe not.
I'm not busting on you. I'm just saying. I'm saying that. Yeah, they got a turnover too in the game the other day. They did the 69-yard touchdown return, and then they had to go right back out on the field.
But maybe it's more of the first thing I said. It's a young team, and Zeke said something yesterday that, Mick, I don't know if you heard it. He said, compared to the 2016 team, he's like, this group relies more on intensity and being just that intense mindset and putting the pedal down. Maybe he's trying to keep them in that mode, because it is a young team, and not that they're going to lose focus, but just keep them. Look, you can't relax just because you clinched the division. Maybe that's part of it too.
Do you worry about a young team in the playoffs?
I would be if they hadn't been grinding since
week
3
8
and 5.
And it kind of goes back to that.
And look at and
there you go.
I pointed this out just a minute ago. They won games by 7-3, 8-3, 6 in overtime, and then 7. So it's not like they've blown people away.
They have not
posted. They've had to grind, and I think that was one of the things that Garrett continues to reference, that in that first half of the season, maybe they didn't grind so well. When things went bad, it's like, oh, here we go. And I think they finally learned how to win some games. And by the way, in winning those games, they scored 27, 22, 31, 13 against the Saints, 29 in overtime, 27 against Tampa Bay. Now, that's that offense we're worried about.
Yeah.
And what's sticking out is 23-0.
Yeah.
So in the last game
too, they had a lot of stalled drives. I'm just saying
I get it, but they also had a couple short drives for scores that they couldn't have a long drive, right?
The one after the Gregory recovery, yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They had a defensive touchdown too.
Yeah, and they had a defensive touchdown, and then the problem was defensively they couldn't get off the field. They let Tampa Bay have the ball for nearly 13 minutes in consecutive drives.
Yeah.
So
you can
there's some weird stuff.
After
that was the mailbag question today, right?
Yeah, but it's also a product of the offense. I mean, you get a defensive touchdown and the ball goes right back to Tampa Bay,
right?
And then they have a long drive. But
also 3 and out to start the half was bad.
A lot of short drives. What was that, Bill?
And Indianapolis was not a product of the offense but they scored on 5 out of 6 possessions.
Yeah,
right.
They didn't get into the end zone every time, but they didn't have to get into the end zone either because they were in control of the game. They didn't have to press the issue.
I don't know. Garrett, in a way, I think Todd Archer said this in his ESPN column. It's like he's damned if you do, damned if you don't. You know, I mean, you rest him and then you risk rust, and if you play him, then you risk injury. I mean, I don't know how he wins in this situation, really.
Yesterday morning at this time, while you were conducting this fine show, which I listened to later in the day.
Oh, good.
Thoroughly enjoyed. I was interviewing Daryl Johnston on Cowboys Insider, which airs on Fox Sports Southwest, and he was adamant that they need to play to win this game, and he's concerned about the offense and the red zone issues especially. And anyway, that's his 2 cents worth on it, is that they need to have a mindset of we're playing to win this game, and the thought of resting people shouldn't even be entering their mind.
Even like a Zach Martin, though?
I don't know. I don't
know.
I didn't press him on.
That's the balancing act.
Injured players,
Zeke.
And that's the issue is Zeke. And we kind of dovetailed that into a conversation on
carries
Zeke and getting into the end zone.
Yeah.
And Todd Gurley's got 17 rushing touchdowns this year. Zeke's got 6. Barkley's got 10, I think.
Yeah.
And the concern that with Zeke is, or with this offense, is once you get down in the red zone and not being able to just hand the ball to Zeke or have the confidence even to, from the offensive coordinator's perspective, apparently, to just hand the ball to Zeke and get him in the end zone.
I usually agree with Moose on a lot of things. Not on this one, though.
Yeah.
Not on this one, though. Mickey's right. This team has been playing meaningful football games since week 8. I mean, he read all the scores to you. They've been in some tough, tight football games.
And some games in a short period of time all clumped together.
Yes,
too.
and you put yourself in this, at least now by the way you've played, you've given yourself an opportunity to have some options.
See, I think the biggest difference between now and 2 years ago is because you had the bye week. Okay?
Sure.
I mean, you had so much time off between where you had to play to win games,
Right.
You can treat this one more like, I lean to where you're talking here, where you find a happy medium where you're able to keep them sharp and at the same time rest them,
You know, the funny thing about this red zone stuff and goal-to-go situations is no one thought it was a problem while they were winning. And then when they lost one, it was like, oh, look at this. Yeah. Well, guess what? You were late to the party.
I wrote a column about it.
Because this has been going on for a long time.
Yeah. You don't get
I wrote a column about it 3 weeks ago before it became a problem for everybody. Yeah. And this has been bugging them the entire season.
Yeah.
But you lose one, and it's like, oh, wow, they can't get in the end zone. Well, yeah, it's been going on. They've been able to overcome it. In that game, they couldn't overcome it because they ran into a very good team.
And they dropped the ball on the goal line.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, they missed a block, too.
Well,
another one.
That was over with.
Yeah. Man, I'm just thinking about what Moose is saying.
You want to win.
You want to
but
win.
But what expense?
Yeah, exactly. You've fought 8 weeks to get it to this point. I think and Jason Garrett's not a dumb guy. He's and I understand, you want to go and win these games, but I also understand though that playoffs that's what you're trying to. You're there. You have an opportunity. Put your unit in the best condition it can be to go win. You watch, and we've talked about this. The 2 healthiest teams will be in the Super Bowl when it comes down to it. Mm-hmm. The two teams that have withstood all the months of football, of all the games, and they get to the point of the end, and it'll be the 2 healthiest teams. It'll be and these playoff games will get affected by somebody not playing.
Yeah.
I mean, Pittsburgh's playoff chances could be affected by James Conner lining up and playing. And that's going to happen in a playoff game.
Hey,
something's going to happen where a big-time player is not going to be able to suit up. And his team is going to be handicapped.
Well,
Tennessee's got a playoff playing game this Sunday, and Mariota,'s I assume very questionable to play.
Yeah. What do you think the Rams are thinking right now with Gurley?
Yeah.
Is it worth playing him to get the second seed?
No.
He hasn't played in 2 weeks, and he's questionable at this point. You're going to stick him out there with a sprained knee?
Now they've got to keep winning to get the second seed.
But that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, it's a balancing act, man.
Yeah.
Because what if you get it and then you don't have Todd Gurley?
Well, what about Minnesota? Look at the Bears. Think about the Bears. Their quarterback's had a bad shoulder for and they've got a decision they got to make. Do you play to try and get the second seed, or do you sit back and you say, okay, wait a minute now, we would rather face Minnesota again than we would face Philadelphia.
And I know this is against every probably TV philosophy, but I think in the last week of the season, everybody should play at the same time.
Soccer mentality.
So you can't sit there and go, oh, look what happened early. Now I got to do this. Just all play at the same time.
So you're saying everybody should play?
Everybody play at noon.
Well, why don't you do this to help the West Coast teams? Why don't you play at 3 o'clock?
Yeah,
or everybody at 3.
On the East Coast, you play at 4, and the Central, you play at 3, and that way you give the West Coast teams at least a shot.
That was the other thing I brought up.
Not at 10 a.m.
Monday on Christmas Eve. I don't know.
I think I did that right.
Nobody knows. At least we don't know.
Didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know.
Thanks.
When the Cowboys will play their wild card game, but if there's a chance it could be on a Saturday night. So if you're Garrett, do you think about that and say there's a chance we're on a short week next week? Like, how much do I want to play my regulars? So
And it's a 3-hour plane flight coming home.
Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of factors.
And the weather is another huge factor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be nice there, though. It was initially going to be snow, and now it's nice.
Oh, really?
Sunny
Okay.
and in the 40s is what I heard.
All right.
That's
continue
great. That's
with
better than
Talkin'
nice.
Cowboys and take your phone calls when we come back.
Essilor has been helping Cowboys fans see better since 1972 so they don't miss a moment on the field. Get glasses with Essilor's best vision, clarity, and protection with the Essilor Ultimate Lens Package. 3 innovative technologies in one lens. For a limited time, you can double your lenses for free when you purchase the Essilor Ultimate Lens Package and get a second pair of frames. Find a participating eye care professional and details by visiting EssilorUSA.com. That's EssilorUSA.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Do you want the most interesting, up-to-the-minute Dallas Cowboys news straight from the Star in Frisco? How about exclusive and on command? That's right, news and nuggets you can't find anywhere else. With our exclusive Cowboys content on Alexa, you can have all the answers, secrets, stories, and more. What's Stephen Jones thinking during a game? What's Joe Looney's favorite pregame meal? We take your questions to Cowboys players and coaches, and you can hear the answers directly back to you. Just say, Alexa, open Dallas Cowboys.
If you're like me and you love... if you have a thing, then cutting the cord is scary. But then I found out I could switch to DirecTV Now and still get the live sports I love. No satellite needed, no bulky hardware, no annual contract, just...
Get the live sports you love. Try DirecTV Now for $10 a month for 3 months. Visit DirecTVNow.com. DirecTV Now. More for your thing. That's our thing. Use code REALDEAL. Limited time. Price for little package. After 3 months, renews monthly at full price. Currently minimum $40 unless canceled. Prices may change. New subscribers only. Cancel anytime. Content varies by package and may be limited. Restrictions apply.
A man's Stetson doesn't just protect him from life's elements. It projects an unstoppable and legendary spirit, just like the men wearing silver and navy on the field every Sunday. Since 1865, Stetson hats are American-made with pride right here in Texas. They are still the official crown of all self-respecting Cowboys. And Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Find Stetson hats in the Pro Shop or at Stetson.com today.
Dr. Pepper is the one you crave. But how do you explain that craving?
Imagine being shipwrecked on a desert island, alone. Glass-like curls of surf pound the shore with Dr. Pepper-colored waves. Surrounded by desire, but you can't drink it because it's the ocean. Fish live in there. The only thing you want is Dr. Pepper, and you can't have it.
Now that is a Dr. Pepper craving. Dr. Pepper, the one you crave.
Back to Talkin'
Do that.
Cowboys.
Oh, they don't play Monday night.
Tommy John time, Mick. I don't want.
No, I already got mine on. I don't care.
Wow. Okay. Fair enough. Brian and Bill, check this out. Here in Cowboys country, we always ride with our boys, but when it comes to your underwear, you definitely don't want them riding up on your boys.
Yeah, there you go.
Why we always wear Tommy John, the revolutionary brand of underwear with stay-put waistbands that keep everything in place.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy John, no adjustment needed. Shop exclusive Cowboys underwear at TommyJohn.com/Cowboys for 20% off your first order. Tommy John.
Which one did you not want to read?
One that talked about the draft. And it's the off-season.
The off-season one.
Oh, did you grab that one by mistake?
Yeah.
You know, nobody ever steals that one.
Yeah.
They steal the ones you need right now.
We don't need that one till
Steal yours? Oh, look at there. Bill's got some reads.
I have some reads, actually. And by the way, I received a couple of pairs of Tommy Johns.
All right.
And I got replenished with my Jack Black as well.
Way to go, kids.
Yes.
They did great. Okay, and they also gave us a new TV for the bedroom.
Oh.
We haven't had
You
an
don't have a
HD
TV in your bedroom?
We had a TV in the bedroom, and it's about 30 years old.
Black and white?
No, it's not black and
You had to
white,
get up,
but it's
click,
not HD.
Click.
My son-in-law, Colin, goes in there for some reason. I don't know why he was in my bedroom, but he apparently months ago went in there and saw the TV that we had in there, an old tube TV, whatever. And he said, we're getting them an HD TV.
All right.
So,
I like it.
You know how old those TVs are? If you try to go take them to some
I was wondering, how do I get rid of it?
They won't take them.
What do I do?
Because of the tube thing.
How do I get rid of it?
Throw it in the garbage can.
They will take it. The garbage man will take it.
Just don't let them know it's in there.
I paid a guy come out and salvage guy for, $50, and he took them on. I mean, this thing was like...
What is this, American Pluckers?
Got
Have you
junk.
seen that show?
Got junk.
American Pickers.
Pickers.
The antique show?
Yeah.
One of my favorite shows.
You haven't seen that truck? Got junk?
Whoa.
No. Have not.
Where are you hanging out,
What
Mickey?
channel is that on?
They just come driving down sometimes.
Oh, okay.
I tried to give them.
American Pickers.
Yeah, the antique show.
yeah.
Yeah. Love it.
Don't miss your chance to register for holiday youth camps on December 30th. Hey, it's coming up December 30th, Sunday.
Yeah.
One-day camp available for both Dallas Cowboys Football Academy and Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders Dance Academy at the Star in Frisco. Spots are limited. Register today at dallascowboys.com/academy. That's a great idea. On Sunday, Dallas Cowboys Football Academy, Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders Dance Academy with the Cowboy game going on, probably on the big screen.
There you go.
So forth. Great way to watch the Cowboys.
I think it's an outdoor event.
I don't know if it is or not, but they got screens indoors too at the Star in Frisco, right?
Very good.
Yes.
Okay. Ray in Fort Worth, you're next up here on Talking Cowboys. Hello, Ray.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, Bill. I don't know where you live, but depending on where you live, your rules. I know the city of Fort Worth won't let you put a TV out like that. You'll get a ticket. And basically,
I guarantee Southlake won't.
My parents had a TV like that, and my brother and I, we had to load up on his truck and take it to the city dump, and you had to show him your water bill to show that you live in that city. So I don't know what your rules are, so you might want to check with that. But
Okay, that's good advice.
Or just take it apart piece by piece.
That sounds fun.
Get my son-in-law to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, get somebody to do that for you.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to get a ticket and you set it out to the curb. I don't know. Maybe you could, but I don't know what your rules are.
Don't you have a big bin? That you put your
a
recycling
bin?
Yeah, a big bin. Just put it on the bottom and then put stuff on
At the
top
clock
of it.
in London.
It's a little bigger than the recycling bin.
Yeah, you can't do it like that. I wouldn't risk it. Just I don't want you to get a ticket. I wouldn't risk it. I'd just get somebody to take it to the dump.
I figured
for
it
you.
was a 21
Let's move on
inch.
to Talking Cowboys.
Talking salvage.
Okay, a couple of questions. It's a delicate situation. I think when I just looked at the playoff picture, it looks like we're going to have to play Seattle. I mean, there's an outside chance you'll have to play Minnesota, and we're about to play a physical football team here. I wouldn't play Zeke at all. I know you. I wouldn't do it. That poor guy's been taking a beating.
I'm leaning your way.
Our problems in the red zone is that teams know our tendencies are we're just going to turn it around to Zeke. They just load up on the run. I think that's part of it. I think that's offensive coordinator situation. Yeah, teams know you're just going to turn around and hand to Zeke, but you got to give them something else to worry about. We haven't done that enough in the red zone, especially in goal-to-goal situations. I wouldn't play Zeke at all. I wouldn't play nobody that's hurt. I don't know you got enough offensive linemen to play this game to get through the game. Maybe you treat if you got enough bodies, maybe you treat it like a preseason game, a quarter and a half. But Zeke wouldn't touch the ball at all. I mean, and that brings up an interesting point that Sean Payton made about last week about expanding the rosters. If we had that situation, well, okay, you could get away with that. But I would try to treat this as a I know Mickey, you said the last show 10-6 sounds a lot better. I don't give a crap about that. The real season starts next week. I worry about that game, not winning 10-6. I try to get through this game with as little injuries as possible. I wouldn't play nobody, maybe a quarter and a half, if you got enough bodies to do that. But Zeke doesn't touch the ball at all. Thanks, guys.
I'm with them on the 10-6. I mean, 3 years, only people are going to remember is that they won the division. They're not going to care about the record.
It's how they do in the postseason.
Sure, that too. Mostly that, but
So going into this last game, before the last game, so the previous 6 games, I figured out in goal-to-goal situations, they gave Zeke the ball 7 times.
This isn't going to be pretty.
And he got 17 yards.
Yeah.
And there was a bunch for negative.
Yeah.
So that's not the panacea because everybody else knows that's the panacea and it's not working. And what he just said is they have tried other things.
Sure.
Unfortunately, the execution hasn't been perfect.
Yeah.
But they have given people something else to think about. The end around to Amari Cooper, right? You don't block the defensive end and he makes the tackle for a loss. You tried running Dak one time, and he gets dumped for a 5-yard loss.
Yeah.
So they have done different things. They just haven't executed well. Because the bread and butter, they're taking it away from you. It's like, oh, no, Zeke, you won't.
Yeah.
And they tried to take it away 2 years ago, but the Cowboys had an offensive line that was superior.
A center that could get to the second level, get blocks.
Yeah. Along the lines of Zeke and running backs in general, your favorite website, this is Pro Football Focus. Okay.
That's his favorite website.
Yes.
Mine too.
All right. They put a tweet out yesterday. Often a good indicator of performance. Here are the top 30 halfbacks ranked by tackles avoided per rushing attempt with a minimum 100 attempts.
It's a lot of words.
Okay.
Tackles
avoided.
Yeah.
Okay.
So not running through tackles, but
it's
you
make the first guy
somebody
miss. Yeah.
Tackles avoided. Where do you think Zeke ranks among the top 30 on their list? And
18.
And this is them looking at coaches' film and deciding that they avoided that tackle or did not avoid
if they
that
did,
tackle.
yeah.
18th.
You got Zeke at number 18. Again, this is often a good indicator of how good a running back or the performance of a running back. Okay,
he gets hit a lot.
18th.
18.
I'll take 15.
Rob,
go 10.
Yeah, 12.
29th.
Yeah,
29th out of 30. Guess who number 30 is?
Todd Gurley.
Todd Gurley.
Yeah.
That's right.
So now this means we should not pay any attention to Pro Football Focus.
So he said, often a good indicator of performance, the top 30 halfbacks.
Who is number 1?
Ranked by tackles avoided per rushing attempt, okay? I said an even better indicator of performance is yards gained.
Yes. Who's
first?
And of course,
Who's first?
Who's first?
Number 1 on the list is Melvin Gordon. Okay.
Okay.
No quarrel.
He
201 rushing attempts. Tackles avoided 41. That means tackles avoided per attempt 0.24.
But if he's avoided 41 tackles, does that mean he's got 41 touchdowns?
No.
Because at some point he got tackled.
At some point you have to go down, right?
All right,
go out of bounds.
Zeke has 30.
Leave it to Mickey to just kick pro football right in the junk.
Oh, yeah.
Zeke has 37 tackles avoided in 352 attempts. Okay. Gordon has 41 in 201 attempts.
That's what I'm saying, though. The number of
Number
carries.
2 on the list is Kareem Hunt. 3, Kenyon Drake. Then Nick Chubb and Dalvin Cook. There's your top 5. And the number of carries for each are 201, 212, 159, 188, and 137.
There you go.
Alex Collins is number 6 at 144 carries.
Unfortunately, Kareem Hunt made one too many tackles.
But this also doesn't take into account.
He's not wrong.
This also
That's
doesn't
what he should have avoided.
Tackles avoided also does not take into account a running back who gets hit, and maybe that tackler gets credited with the tackle.
Yeah.
And yet that running back is able to get an extra 1, 2, or even 3 yards on that particular carry.
Are we talking like at the line of scrimmage?
No, anywhere on the field.
Or just anywhere?
Tackles avoided.
I am insane now. My head is spinning. I don't know. Hey, PFF did get Byron Jones in the Pro Bowl, partly. Give him credit for that.
You think because of being on those primetime games and stuff like that?
Well, they were touting him all season that he was graded maybe number 1, number 2 all season.
My point is, any list, and I don't take into account, okay, that's a great list for the Melvin Gordon type back or whatever. Okay, that's fine. Okay. But any list that has Zeke Elliott 29th, Todd Gurley 30th, and Saquon Barkley 23rd, by the way, is not a good indicator of performance of halfbacks.
You're absolutely right about that.
Saquon Barkley's
There's your analytics.
Yeah, Saquon Barkley's the closest thing I've seen to Barry Sanders in my career.
So what happens?
Avoiding.
It might be a good indicator of a.
Yes. By the way.
Yeah.
Say it one more time.
Saquon Barkley's the closest thing I've ever seen to Barry Sanders when it comes to avoiding tacklers.
Yep. And he's 23rd
and he's 23rd on the list. So, yeah.
The best indicator for me, performance besides just yardage, is yards after contact. The guy finds a way of getting an extra 2 or 3 yards and squirming through.
And that guy that made the contact might get credited with the tackle.
Yeah.
So it's not a tackle avoided, and yet he just dragged that guy for an extra 4 yards.
That's right.
He does that maybe better than anybody in the NFL.
So if you jump over a guy and then lose your balance after you clear him, is that a tackle for that guy?
You
avoided it.
And last person to touch him, so it was not a tackle avoided.
But somebody,
even though he got an extra 10 yards jumping over the guy. So, anyway.
Glad you brought it up.
Yeah. All right. And so, it's time for another break here on Talking Cowboys. We take more of your phone calls when we continue in a moment.
If you're like me and you love... if you have a... thing, then cutting the cord is scary. But then I found out I could switch to DirecTV Now and still get the live sports I love. No satellite needed, no bulky hardware, no annual contract, just...
Get the live sports you love. Try DirecTV Now for $10 a month for 3 months. Visit DirecTVNow.com. DirecTV Now. More for your thing. That's our thing. Use code REALDEAL. Limited time. Price for a little package. After 3 months, renews monthly at full price. Currently minimum $40 unless canceled. Prices may change. New subscribers only. Cancel anytime. Content varies by package and may be limited. Restrictions apply.
It's time for Tailgating with the OtterBox boys.
The OtterBox that builds those crazy protective phone cases?
Yup. And now they're changing the side dish game with the OtterBox Trooper Soft Cooler. Lightweight, mobile, and leak-proof, Trooper is perfect for blitzing a crowded parking lot with a Frito pie.
Amazing. Hey, you think I could fit my 7-layer salmon salad into the Trooper cooler?
Yup, but please don't.
And that's been Tailgating with the OtterBox boys. Learn more about the Trooper soft coolers at otterbox.com.
While a player could look good on paper, it's when he's out on the field that you really find out what he's made of. That's why the Cowboys rely on more than just stats and scouting reports when building their team. When picking a tractor, it's why you should rely on more than just specs and features. You've got to take it out and put it to the test. The Cowboys did when they named John Deere their official tractor. Experience one for yourself. Visit myjohndeeredealer.com/football.
It can be hard to find the right resource for learning about important financial matters. You search how to build savings, you end up reading about the one weird ingredient from supermarkets that can make you taller. That's why Bank of America built BetterMoneyHabits.com, a safe little corner of the internet for answering your financial questions. Full of simple videos and tips, Better Money Habits can show you how to make the most of your money without resorting to random searches that always seem to lead to unbelievable photos of childhood stars grown up. To learn more, visit BetterMoneyHabits.com.
Essilor has been helping Cowboys fans see better since 1972 so they don't miss a moment on the field. Get glasses with Essilor's best vision, clarity, and protection with the Essilor Ultimate Lens Package. 3 innovative technologies in one lens. For a limited time, you can double your lenses for free when you purchase the Essilor Ultimate Lens Package and get a second pair of frames. Find a participating eye care professional and details by visiting EssilorUSA.com. That's EssilorUSA.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Back to Talking Cowboys.
Hey, you want to get what Bill Jones gets? Get some Jack Black. You have to have that men's facial treatment. Everything that they have makes you feel so much better. The beard lube, the turbo wash, the face cleanser, all that stuff helps you out. Look at this face right here. Right?
It's a face for TV.
I'm telling you, that's why he's on TV and we are just on a podcast.
Body wash, too.
He got Jack Black for Christmas. And go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and you can get your Playmaker 4 JB faves for $10 free shipping. Get it. GetJackBlack.com.
Yeah. Got a tweet from a buddy of ours that listens to the program, Ron Cox. He said, I got my Jack Black Playmaker for Christmas. Thanks for the suggestion, fellas.
There we go.
So, Ron Cox, he's got his game working the right way.
That's exactly right. I love the conversation yesterday about the officials, and Mickey in his other life would be a game official.
I would.
We didn't determine which sport he would do, though.
Right.
We weren't sure. We thought maybe he would be a baseball umpire.
I would be very good at baseball, and I
thought because you can argue, right? You can argue with people.
and then Basketball, I was one of the top intramural officials.
Were you really?
I must have.
Did like a PFF site rate you as that? In terms of direct calls?
No, the director of the intramural department put myself and my roommate on the best games when we got to the playoffs.
Oh, wow. Dean Blandino put you on the
That's
best
right.
game.
There's nothing worse than a bad official in those rec games. If you get a bad official, that just ruins your opportunity to get the T-shirt.
That's
you know?
right.
As a matter of fact,
I remember when I was coaching 8 and under girls basketball, there were more officials that hated my guts.
Bill, were you like a subtle? Did you like subtle? Like you a subtle guy, or did you? Or you a screamer?
No, I was not a screamer. Yeah. No, but I was a smart aleck.
How about this? I have to tell a real quick story about.
You don't think I
football.
was, do you?
Yeah. Real quick story. Bennett's playing a flag football game. He's 6, 7 years old. On the other side of the field, I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see who's yelling at the kids and stuff like that. And I'm like, hey, settle down over there. It was Roger Staubach. Whoa! He was there for his grandson's game. He was playing against Bennett, and he was like getting him. I'm like, settle down over there. I'm like yelling at him. And next thing I know, my son's getting his picture with Roger Staubach. I'm like going, oh God! I didn't have my glasses on.
So you said it to him?
To him. I'm on the other side of the field, and I'm like, pipe down over there.
Roger
was getting on the official.
That's good.
One of the nicest people you'll ever meet.
He was getting on the official, and I'm like, and I'm like the dad that never. But he was driving me nuts. Yelling at the official. It's a flag football game. Mm-hmm. And then I'm yelling at Roger Staubach. I'm like, oh God, what did I just do? I didn't know.
A couple of years ago, I was doing a live shot from a charity. It was more than a couple of. It's about 5 years ago. Doing a live shot from a charity basketball game. There's a lot of former Cowboys that were playing in it at one of the high schools in Carrollton, and a lady who was a basketball official there, she sees me and says, I remember you. I used to do the Parks and Rec games in South Lake.
No. No, ma'am, that's not me. Somebody else.
There's a lot of people in South Lake that look like
no,
me.
ma'am. No,
you
ma'am.
know how through the Bob Knight of the South Lake Youth Sports Program.
You know how good I was as the head referee for flag football?
Oh.
They got the fields next to each other, right? So there's like 4 games.
You referee 2 games at
once, same time.
No way.
And one of the rules was for flag football, you couldn't dive to grab the flag, and if you did, the official was supposed to not blow the whistle because it's illegal, and then they get penalized afterwards, right? So I'm one of my guys. One of the players dove, and one of my guys blows his whistle, right? And the guy runs for a touchdown, and it's like. No one stopped, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, I called the touchdown. Yeah. The guy's, hey, he blew the whistle. I said, no, he didn't. He goes, yeah, I heard it. He blew the whistle. I go, no, it was on the other field.
Oh. Quick thinking. Mickey avoiding the inverted whistle.
One thing about Mickey, and this is the last on the official talk with Mickey, okay?
I forgot
one
to
thing
bring
I
my
would
towel.
love to hear. I would love to hear Mickey as a referee at an NFL game where he makes the announcement of what the call is. And everything.
Kent, can you make that announcement for us?
That should be a bucket list. Can I just announce one?
You need the hat, Kent, to do this?
Maybe like Hall of Fame game or something.
Yeah. That's great.
Exhibition.
Call a false start, Mickey, just right now.
Call a false start?
Okay,
just
false start,
little thing
number
like
75 offense. Can you do it right now?
You got to do it animated, too.
Yeah.
No, I can't do the animation.
You can do it right now.
No, I just did it.
No, I want you. No, you have the microphone on. You're telling the world what the infraction is.
False start, number 76, offense, 5 yards.
5-yard penalty, still remains first down.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, let's go to Albert in Philadelphia. Hello, Albert.
Hey, doing? Hey, Bill, did you say 75 in honor of Phil Posderick?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I had on my mind.
Yep.
Phil Posderick.
Okay, last time I called was last day in Oxnard. I said that Leighton Vander Esch, after all is said and done, is going to be one of the best linebackers in Cowboy history.
Okay.
It's starting to go. Brian, I hope you got the electric football information I sent you.
Oh, I do. Hey, thank you so much for doing that. That's very nice of you to do that. I appreciate you doing
What did you get?
I asked one time on our show on the happy hour. I asked about the one gift I'd like to get, an electric football, because I wanted to pass it down to Bennett The electric. Remember the game, the vibrating field?
Yeah, I was there with you when you said
yes, and the gentleman right here sent me the information. I do appreciate that. Very kind of you to do that. Thank you.
No problem, no problem. Rob, I care about our history. I care about seeing 10-6 in the media guide 5 years from now. As from a fan like me who pays to go to these games, unlike Ray, I'm sorry, see some of our starters play. I remember 2014 that we rolled through the Redskins the week after we won the division, and we won the next week in the division game. I mean, the wild card game. 2 years ago, we sat people in Philly. I was at that game too, and we came out real slow. Dak Prescott couldn't hit a post pattern to save his life, and we lost.
Yeah,
but they scored 31 points.
Yeah, I thought he dueled him pretty well, though. That Rodgers beat you on an incredible play.
Oh, I know. I understand that.
I don't think Dak Prescott
that's a
was
bad
the reason.
example
to
use.
You were rolling really well there, by the way, though. You were going well.
Thank you. Well, I still think I'm going well. I think.
So if somebody gets hurt in this game, just hypothetically,
then we live
are you
with
going
it.
to blame Garrett?
Oh no! You don't go there. You're not going to say it. You're going to call. You're going to call him Monday.
Martin. I'm not talking about a guy like that. I mean, of course, sit him down, sure, but whoever is really hurt doesn't need to play. And I'm not saying play the entire game, but I mean, at least put a good effort out there for the fans who pay to go see these games. I've been to the last 3 games of the season, and I'm sick and tired of being shafted.
Okay, well, if that's your argument, then go with that. I mean, you kind of set everything up like you're.
I have tons of things to say with a limited time.
But seriously, the fact of the matter is, if you were working in this organization, you would not take this attitude that you have now. You wouldn't. There's no way you would take this attitude.
Well, Brian, I agree with most of the things you say, right?
No, I'm not asking you to agree with me. I'm just saying
let's look at last year. Let's look at last year. We had nothing to play for, right? And we were saying, oh, well, we can't get anybody hurt for the next season. I mean, come on.
Who said that?
Yeah, well, who said
Brian.
that? What? I know I didn't.
Like they weren't supposed to
call
play
all
the game
must
against
win. Come on,
Philadelphia?
man. Seriously, really?
I thought you.
No, don't
I pretty
put
much
words.
remember last year when you said.
No.
Okay, now I'm wrong. I apologize.
You should.
Hurt
I
for
apologize.
next year.
You should. I mean, no, you don't.
I would like to see some of our guys play, and
you must be
I
listening
would like
to
to try
WIP.
and see us win this game. Go on a high note.
All right. I just seriously, if you worked, if you I understand the fans and the money. I get that. Trust me.
Okay.
My family's a season ticket holders for 20 years.
I know.
I get it. Okay.
I know.
But if you sat down right now and you lost a guy that could help you get into to win a playoff game, you would be losing your absolute mind right now.
I respect where you're coming from, especially since you were a scout. I truly do respect that. But as a fan, I kind of get that. But I want to see. I'm sorry, I'm a history buff. I want to see us get that 10th win.
Okay.
All right.
Fair enough.
Good.
You know what? Think the Giants care that they went 9-7 in 2007? Think they care? I'm just saying.
I love our callers. I really do. But man, that one kind of, and I appreciate him giving me the electric football thing. That was very kind of him.
You know what was better than that though? It was the hockey.
Hockey was awesome.
I like the hockey too. Also, when I was in college, it wasn't the electric football, the vibrating game. It was the electronic football. I just discovered.
With the discs, you put them in the.
I just discovered.
Electronic
football. The handheld game was back. This Christmas, and I didn't get it for Christmas.
Yeah.
I love the electronic football.
Maybe for your birthday.
I was such a great electronic football player.
Did you go up and down, up and down, up and down, and then break for the
Basically, yeah. Are you familiar with this game?
I never played that one.
Oh, Mickey, you'd love it. It makes great sounds too.
Oh, it's great.
This is the joys of being younger than you guys.
Seriously.
All I know is video games.
This is a video game. What do you mean?
There's no way. There's no way.
Low bar.
There's no way. I'm just sitting here thinking. There's no way that the fans would forgive anybody here if they got somebody hurt. Trust me. We all have Twitter. Everybody's an expert here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And so if you tell me that you go out there and play somebody just to get a 10th win, you've played your ass off to get it to this point, to where you can have an option. This isn't Minnesota. This isn't Indianapolis. This isn't Tennessee. This is not Philadelphia. You have a chance to play this away, to give your team the best chance to win a more important game than the 10th game.
What was the caller's name?
Albert.
I mean, I respect his point. He talked about like trying to put a good product out there. They're practicing to go play well and put a good product on the field this Sunday. Now, how often, how much some of these guys are playing, that remains to be seen. But they're not sitting around this week drinking Gatorade. I mean, they're trying to get ready to play this game and next. Stay sharp.
And we're not talking about a fourth preseason game where you're sitting 30 guys.
No.
You have to play.
You can't physically do it. Yes.
Right.
You've played your ass off to get to this point. That in itself you should be happy about. And I'm sure Albert is happy about that. But to win 10 games, no. They won 13 games and didn't, at home field and didn't get to where they needed to be. The first team in like NFL history to have the number 1 seed and not get to the Super Bowl.
Whatever works is right.
That's what I said the first segment. And he's damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Right.
Seriously.
But what gives you the best chance? Going out there and trying to win this game or to have playoff success?
Long term, it's making sure you got all your guys healthy. Now you got to factor in rust, but it's different than 2 years ago because there's not a full week off in between.
What's rust? They've been. I mean, it's been playoff atmosphere for 8 weeks now. We worry about. They are what they are. They really are. This team is what it is. Bill Parcells told us after Thanksgiving, you are what you are. This team won enough games to win the division and get into the playoffs. This is what they're going to go to battle with. Give me the best opportunity to go to battle with what I have to go win one of these games.
There.
And
Albert, I love you. I really do.
He mentioned something about fans being shortchanged, not being able to. They pay good money to watch the team play.
Nobody respects that more. I mean, trust me, it's hard to go to a game nowadays. It's hard.
How do you feel for the Boston College and Boise State fans who came down here for the first responder bowl?
The whole point. Mickey and I.
You could get a ticket for next year's game.
Mickey and I did Star Sports Tour. There's all these people from Boise here.
Yeah,
I mean, they came
you're
to see
altering your Christmas plans.
They went to see the Cowboys. Yeah. Now, hopefully, they got to see the Cowboys play Tampa and then get to go to the game. Hopefully,
that's tough. It was rough weather here yesterday, but that's tough. It's really tough.
And, well, the other part of that is I saw that where the teams were saying that they were staying that night too. They weren't leaving right after the game.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're staying in the hotel one more night.
Yeah.
They could have played this morning.
11 a.m.
How about playing this morning? It's a beautiful day for football.
But you said it yesterday. When I crossed you yesterday, TV.
But ESPN doesn't have games that start until.
Do they have games going on all day?
Play at 9 a.m. the next morning.
But
we've got to have Stephen A. Smith screaming at us.
The only reason they have those games is for ESPN.
Exactly.
They're the ones funding
it. Once that lightning delay got past 1 hour and they could not fit that game into a 4-hour window before the next bowl game started, then ESPN pulled the plug on it.
Yep. That's what all these bowl games are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's why I say they could play
content.
Go ahead and play. They don't have bowl games today until at least 11, or 12. How many channels does ESPN have? Put it on.
Trust me, I saw LSU play some bad games on some of those. I couldn't even find it. It was like
on the classics.
It was like way down.
The Cheez-It Bowl.
Yeah.
What did that used to be?
That's probably the Cactus Bowl before that.
It's a game in Phoenix. It's in Phoenix but it's at Chase Field at the home of the Diamondbacks.
Cactus Bowl. The Cactus Bowl.
But they were talking about a record, and I'm going the Cheez-It Bowl's got like history.
By the way,
I love Cheez-Its.
The First Responders Bowl put out a tweet that said the game has been ruled a no contest.
Yeah. And that's their motto, right?
I said, God, I hope the Orange Bowl doesn't tweet that on Saturday night.
No.
The game has been ruled a no contest.
Oh, boy.
I'm afraid it will be.
Can I ask you a real quick question before we get out of here?
Oh, good one, Bill.
What's the deal?
Did you get it?
I got it.
What's the deal with snack food in Arizona?
Tostitos. Love Tostitos.
Tostitos, Cheez-Its. Do we have all snack foods have to go to Arizona?
I want a
goldfish
bowl
there.
Give me a goldfish bowl. That's my favorite snack.
Those stink. Goldfish bowls stink. What? Real goldfish.
What was the bowl they used to have in Tucson? There was a
cactus.
Was it the cactus?
I thought the cactus was in Arizona. It was in. Of course, it's Arizona.
No,
it was in Phoenix.
Maybe that was in Tucson.
I think maybe that.
Oh, this bowl at the Chase Field used to be a .com something.
Yeah, it was Insight.com.
Insight.com.
And it was Buffalo Wild Wings Bowl too.
Yes,
at one point.
Thank you, Kent.
All right, here we go.
And now it's the Sideline Interference Director Bowl.
There it is.
See, and they change all those names to force everybody to use the sponsor name.
Yeah.
Like, Orange Bowl, I'm sure.
I always call it the Orange Bowl. I call it the Gator Bowl.
Else. Yeah.
The Poulon Weed Eater Independence Bowl back in the day.
Hey,
Texas A&M was a factor.
Oh,
in that bowl
yeah.
Noon today, by the way.
Yes.
Shreveport.
Missouri?
No.
And we're back. We're
a little bit better than that.
Cowboy.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.